Got it to Kimchi, episode 3, and don't know why I did that. So we'll go with original intro. Okay. Yabaseo, and welcome to Kola to Kimchi. Reintroduction is in order. I am Gugu, and I'm Luanda, and we are reviewing K-dramas with a South African twist. Yay, welcome. Oh, got to mention in a pre-recording meeting, we actually had a viewer from Uganda. Ooh, woo. So we international, baby. Kimchi is actually international. We're doing the things. Yeah. So welcome to all of our viewers and my many family members if it watch. Thank you all for your support. Hey, family. Oh, wow. So we had a lot of fun editing and discussing The Good Bad Mother. And if you'd watched it, I hope you enjoyed the recap. If you haven't watched it, I hope we enticed you to go ahead and watch it, especially with your family. I think I mentioned that like 2 or 3 times with your family, please. Let us know in the comments how you enjoyed that recap and trip down memory lane. I know I myself I find myself thinking about it like in random moments because you know when you talk about something, like I watched it and then I put it aside, but then we spoke about it, like, you know, we reviewed it and then like something happened. I'm just like, oh, little piglets. Or every time I hear someone say happy or what is happy now again? Thankful. Hit and I'm just hit and work. So yeah, we have fun. We have fun continually, and we hope to have more fun with you as you know the days and the seasons go on. Yeah, thank you. Today, we're going to take a bit of a breather from the heart-wrenchingness that was The Good Bad Mother, and we're going to be discussing another classic. One of our faves. I think I've watched this one like 5 times. I'm there 3 or 4 times at least. I'm exaggerating. Maybe I'm also 3 and 4. I know I haven't watched it this year, but 3 or 4 times for sure. And that is Her Private Life. Chicka Snapchat, chicka. Driving down the street, chicka Snapchat, chicka Snapchat. Yo, the amount of times we heard that. That seems contextless, but let's set up the scene for you. So, Her Private Life, and this is Netflix official blurb. Her Private Life is a 2019 K-drama about an art museum curator, Song Dok-mi, played by the queen of rom-com, Park Min-young, anyway, we'll get back to her, who hides her intense adoration of singer Cha Xian under her professional persona. One day, the museum's new director takes an interest in her after learning her secret. I feel like they could have said more about, but then also go ahead and say more, please, because when they say learns more after finding out about him, it didn't just land on his lap. He nearly died in a stampede. Number one. And then I think he kind of pieced the piece together using also her notebook that she kept through her fandom or made notes on when she was doing her fandom stuff. So yeah, Ryan Gold, Jack, you should we go into do we do the episode 1 recap thing? No. What was that? What is the episode 1 recap thing? How they accidentally bumped into each other at an art auction. He was there to get a painting in China. A painting by episode 1. Yeah. Okay, so this is what it is. Because you know Netflix just be skimping on the details. He sold it out. We're going to look out and all right. So this is what happens, right? So we know Song Dok-mi. is an art curator at a very prestigious, but also Chebel-owned, family-owned, might be involved in slush fund laundering, sus behavior, sus activities, art museum. About she doesn't know. No one who works there knows that except the director, played by what is Kim Sun Young, and she plays director So He, which she will tell us repeatedly. Was it So He that she is the director and her word goes. Okay. So He only hired Park Min Young's character Song Dok Mi because Song Dok Mi actually hid her fascination and love for the K-pop group with White Ocean, because it was two people. There were two people being interviewed for the position, and she was the second person, and the other one had a Nepo Connect type of situation, and essentially that job was already hers until it got to the final question. How do you feel about K-pop? What is it? K-pop idols, K-idol singers. The lady who had the position, she's like, oh my gosh, I love them. Like everything about them, I can't live. And then I don't think she actually even finished her sentence. So no, because she was like, I live with a K-pop fanatic, and I am not going to employ someone who's a K-pop fanatic. Get out of my office. And then me learned quick, very on the spot with the sweetness. So that's something I should never reveal. And when it was her turn to answer the question, she was just like, what are those? Who that? What even is that? Huh? Me, I'm about the art. I'm a serious person. No, a dignified lady, in fact. But after hours is after hours. Song Dok Mi actually runs a fan page for White Ocean. But of course, it's under a pseudonym. No one knows who she is, so it's her secret identity. And as part of her, now she's going to the art auction, as part of her duties as a curator. But as a fan of Chasian, she knows that he likes a certain painter's work. So also his birthday is coming. And guys, when we say that, I thought that, being a fan was just, appreciating a person's art, their music or something. No, they take it to the next level. So in these fan groups, they know the artist's birthday, they buy him things, they send it to them, because the main pop group is called White Ocean, but then there's a specific focus on one of the band members, and his name is Xian. But it's all about Xian, and they go crazy and do crazy things for these idols. And one of the things that she saw, so she's come back now from she just finished opening, I think, an art show of sorts. Then she transforms to fangirl Me, and she goes to the concert. She catches the bottle that he drank from, throws the bottle into the audience. She catches it. It goes into her idol wall, where she's kept everything that he has, discarded, be it, I think she's got like at least 5 or 6 bottles. She's got confetti, she's got bottles, she's got, I don't know, probably a towel stolen. That wipes it away. There was a towel as is. But it's here where now my eyes are open, because now she's on the couch, she's put away the bottle in her, art wall of, I don't remember once, anyways. And she's sitting there, she's scrolling, and then she sees that, there's a jacket that one of the fan groups bought Xian. And she's like, I wanted to buy him. It was a designer jacket, exclusive, like one of two that I ever made. And she's like, I wanted to buy him this. So then now she's now giftless. She wanted to buy it for his birthday. So now she's giftless. And then now cue in the painting by them. So which happens to be, on auction as part of the auction list at this auction in China. So she flies across. So she's going because of work. She's going because of work. Yeah. She also found out that on the list of things to be auctioned is this painting, and that Xian particularly likes, because he did just about cue something where he was just like, I enjoy this specific artist's art, and she's just like, oh, okay, let's see. So yes, Kanti at the auction, she is now competing. Well, she doesn't know yet. She's just looking at this man who is sitting in her row, and she's like, "Oh, he cute. He is cute." And he catches her looking. He is, I think, at his, and then he's like, "Oh, this piece of art was made in 1980 by me." Yeah, if you want to, it's kind of talking about himself. Wow, the confidence. And then, of course, she's like, "Brother, please." Like, I was just appreciating. I'm not going to try and approach. Not that deep. It's not that deep. But, of course, now the lot comes up with the seesaw painting. And now these two are competing for that painting. Oh, some of me, I think, loses, because she only had so much in her personal budget. She couldn't use the museum. Yeah, of course. But in her personal budget, only had so much that the fans had contributed, crowdfunded, to be able to purchase this gift for Tashian. And she lost because Ryan Gold was the highest bidder. And of course, she tries and convinces him, "Listen, just say this down, I am yours. That's significant meaning. It's not a significant rule." And he's just like, "I don't care." Not even moved. Not this one. Like, I honestly think that in those moments, he was literally like looking at her as like verb, and like she just didn't matter. It was just like, what is this? Who's this person? So like, yeah, now he's also got a goal. He won. Yeah, this painting himself. So he gets the painting, and then of course she's disappointed. Fly home to Korea, and she, her way of lifting up her spirits is editing pictures of Tashian. So she goes and does that. And he's flying back into the country, and, all the fangirls and everybody are going to be waiting at the terminal until she realizes that, no, it's not going to be at this terminal that they said. Yeah. Nati, the security people, plainclothes policemen and security are actually lining up over there. So the other thing is that he was based in New York, I think, somewhere in America. I think it was New York. Ryan Gold, yes. So he's flying into Korea now because he's gotten approached about being president of the museum, which was also actually promised to me by the CEO or director. The previous director. Okay, so the director's story is this: she had to kind of step down, because of course the illegalities / crimes and other sus behavior and actions were being investigated. In fact, her husband had actually been arrested for economic crimes. And so I think by extension, they were going to be under investigation. They hadn't found anything, I believe. Yeah, but the director had to step aside, and then they had to get a director in her place. And that position, which some of me thought was going to be hers because she'd been working and she's running the place. And she got the title. Yeah. But only to be disappointed, and this Wegukin, this foreigner, but not really, Ryan Gold, is now introduced as the new director. But she'd had another run-in, not in China, but another run-in at the airport. Yes, he was on the same as he's arrived as Shashiana. Yes, yeah. Yeah, so that is when she, through a series of comedy of errors, bumped into him, or he bumped into her when he was trying to get away from the stampede of Tashian fans, who eventually cottoned on to the fact that the gate was misinformation. The one that we had, that was not me, and actually the other one, but then she was positioned perfectly. It's all about getting the perfect shot with a Canon, with a telescope, like equipment, like I don't even, like A-grade equipment, like camera equipment, like you totally catch a few snaps of him. No, because she's known in these streets as the one who catches the best shots of Tashian, and goodness, like they knew what today Tashian was happy, and it was like they could tell just for a few like a photo that he must have been upset about something. I was like, what in the world? Like, y'all be spending too much time. Okay, let's not get into it. His shot that his brow is tilted up just like NJ. I mean, a second, like, no, something has happened, as in the world has ended, Tashian is not happy, or looking like literally he's looking his straight face, and then there's a slight tilt on his mouth, and then like, oh, you know what, he's had the best day, like, good news are coming, and it's like, yeah, so it's that insanity. And in the course of that stampede that London alluded to earlier, that's when Song Dok-mi's, she is her I can't remember, undercover name was Rotushia. Oh yeah, undercover name, and the name on the sand page was Rotushia. Yeah. And her notebook falls, and he picks it up, but she doesn't know that she's lost it. Yeah. That she actually has lost it. She didn't even know that. Okay, but he's not found it. And he wants to return it to the proper owner, but can't find any details, of course, because it's all secret identity and everything. Okay, until another day at the art museum, and who should show up as the new director? Ryan Gold. Also, that director lady, she did her wrong, because then she actually made it seem as though she's gonna be announcing that the person who's taking over the position is gonna be Song Dok-mi. Yes. So I'd like to introduce our new director. She doesn't mention any pronouns. It's kind of like, okay, what's the moment I've been waiting for as Song Dok-mi. Here I am waiting for my moment. And then she's like, yeah, Ryan Gold. And it was like a classic bait and switch. So, Song Dok-mi was not happy, of course, because she had been working hard for that promotion, essentially. And here comes this usurper. And she recognizes him. But of course, he does not recognize, because she was wearing a mask. Also, her get up as Rotushian is that she's got a mask that covers her face, and then she wears a cap as well, and then she's got headbands. Like, she's always like dressed in like all black, like casual active way, but the cap. So unless you know her, I guess you wouldn't recognize her. So yeah, he doesn't recognize her at all. But of course, it's a romance. So let's skip a few steps, because you really need to watch it. It's cute. But there are, other characters in this drama who like round out the cast. So we do meet Song Dok-mi. We meet Song Dok-mi's parent. Interesting duo as well, because her mom is Korea's K-drama the K-drama mother. I guess the nation's mother is the nation's mother, in K-dramas. So her mother's name is, in real life, it's Kim Hee-kyung, and in the drama she is Go Young-suk. And we'll put a picture up for you guys to actually see. So that's the nation's mom. She is a mom. She was a mother in. She was the mom in Forecasting Love and Weather. She's the mom in, I saw her in The Inheritors. I didn't finish it though, but I saw her in The Inheritors. I saw her in Welcome to Samdal Real. A lot of places. Yeah. And she was also in Healer with Park Min-young. Yes. So that means that she actually has 3 with Park Min-young, because then she's also, they also start together in Forecasting Love and Other Hips. Yeah. So, yeah. So the Asia's mom. She is also obsessed. She has her own little fanaticisms. Hers being crochet. She crochets, and if anything is inanimate, she will crochet something to cover it. And the kids grew up being crocheted clothes, and also being teased because then their clothes are crocheted, and then now you coming to school in your knitted and crocheted stuff, and they're just like, what in the world? Was it whenever in the first flash of fashion? Then her father is a strong silent type, but he is obsessed with collecting. Yeah. So it seems fanaticism runs in the family. Actually, because then there was a moment I was just like, where does this come from? But then I saw the two of them, just like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And then she has her brother, adopted brother. They've been raised together, not biologically related, but raised together in the same household. Played by An Ho-hyun. It is Naman-gi. And he is a former Taekwondo Olympic medalist, for the national team. Yeah. And yeah, so there's also something around that as well. Of course, we might reveal it or we might not, but you must also go on. Exactly. And Song Dok-mi's best friend, Steve, is a fellow fanatic. Woo! I think actually she was underplayed. I think she was the main fanatic. Because and her name is Lee Sunju in the drama, and because she funded, because I remember she said something about the camera. I bought you the camera so that you could be able to be our Rotushian, but so she also she's rich. Yeah, she owns her father owns a building, and then she runs a McCarthy shop, and the guy who is a barista slash waiter in the slash breaker of things slash breaker of things, she discovers that he has a talent, and that talent involves music. So then now she also decides to fund his career or exploration of that musical ability, and ends up becoming his number one fan. Fund or force? Because girl was just like, I am going to manage you. I mean, you don't have a choice in this thing. You need to pose over there with Bonner pose. Yeah. Like even hit the Bonner pose with the leaf of a plant. Yeah. Like she had him the bunny ears, everything. Like she was like, I have to for the fandom, for the plant. Because I think, we need, the only way you can succeed is to have fans. Yeah. And this is how you get fans. And she just went, she did the most. So, and she also, now she's married with, cutest little cutest spaghetti, bundle of joy, cutest, adorable. And he's also then part of Samchun Ungi's taekwondo class, and he's a captain because he's doing things properly, and he knows how to fall sideways, yes, and backwards and forwards. His form is on point, yes. So there's those dynamics and those relationships fully missing. Cindy, before we go to Cindy, Sunjung, Mi's best friend, her husband is a producer, a television show producer. That becomes important later. I'm sorry. Yeah. So then and of course he's been a silent witness to his wife and his wife's best friends and the fanaticism and the antics and whatnot. In fact, they met because it was something about V Sonju, fangirling, and that's how Kang Sung Min and his wife met. I don't know if this was in the first episode still, before. It is still in episode 1, where they go to the hotel where Tashian had stayed, and they want to book the exact room that he had stayed in, but they can't because Ryan Gold has booked the room, and it's actually because now he's just arrived in Korea and he's still waiting for, I guess, his housing situation or his house to be ready and things like that. And they can't actually get the room because obviously Ryan Gold has it. And Sunju figures out that the person who actually who's reserved the room is Ryan Gold, and she talks to him in the bottom. So that's the other thing, because he thought that they were a couple because of the way that they were just behaving. I mean, besties, how they are. But I don't know why he took it to another level, but he took it to another level and thought that they were a couple. And then eventually, because I can't remember what she said to him, but then it had him. The whole thing about this room has special significance for us, and all of that. It's got special significance. He's thinking, the anniversary thing for the couple. There's certain things that we just can't do out in public, and fangirling. She was talking about, and things like that. And then he's just like, oh, hectic. Am I gonna stand in the way of love, or am I gonna just help them? So he went somewhere else. Like he proper did the jumps. Like he literally jumped to all of the conclusions. But anyway, but that misunderstanding kind of pushes him and Song Dok-mi a little bit closer. Please, because so as part of the duties now leaking into episode 2, of course now Ryan Gold has to get I think it's 5th anniversary exhibition together. Yeah. And as part of that, he wants to have celebrities display their own personal art collections. Mm-hmm. And one of the people he wants to approach is Chashian. Mm-hmm. And of course, Song Dok-mi is very happy about that. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, as I open my mouth now, if it was because he knew about Chashian or at his collection. Yes, he knew about the fact that Chashian had a particular interest in Esau. Okay. This is where it becomes important. Let's go back into Ryan Gold's past, okay? So Ryan Gold is an internationally acclaimed artist himself. He is painter of extraordinaire who's had great success in New York. The only reason he's not painting now is because once upon a time he was minding his own business somewhere in New York, saw this painting, which robbed him completely of his ability to paint. He was just not able to paint, and it was a soul painting of bubbles, and it triggered something in his memory. Because Ryan Gold was adopted to the U.S. when he was about seven-ish years old. Yeah, he doesn't know what happened to his parents. All that he remembers is someone letting go of his hand once upon a time and leaving him at the orphanage. And of course, then he was adopted. He grew up. He grew up, painted and everything. But then one day in his big age, he saw this painting. He remembered seeing someone paint this, and he put the pieces together and says, is it a bad dream or is it a memory? And I always see a woman from the back who is busy painting. I think that woman is Malone. And that woman would probably be Esau Chakanim. So when he found out that Chashian was an avid collector of Esau's paintings, that's when, I think it was actually just a ploy to be able to see how many paintings does Chashian have, so that he can try and piece together more of why did this particular painting, what about it stole his ability to, and he unraveled, because then he also starts going to therapy during that whole debacle. Because then even when he moves to Korea, does he still go to therapy then? No. So he had a Korean therapist in the US, there we go, who diagnosed him eventually. After all diagnosis of exclusion, he said, you have Stendhal syndrome, which is actually a thing. And that's the first time I'd heard about it. So Stendhal syndrome, according to Wikipedia, and I quote, is a psychosomatic condition involving rapid heartbeat, fainting, confusion, or even hallucinations, allegedly occurring when individuals become exposed to objects, artworks, or phenomena of great beauty. Not exactly what Ryan Gold had, which is why I think he just didn't quite buy into that diagnosis. Yeah. He knew that the time had come for him to actually unravel the mystery of where was his mom, where was his father, possibly, where does he come from, and to get answers as to why he was abandoned as a child and why he didn't grow up with his family. So that's what he wants to meet Chashian for. But during that meeting at Chashian's house, Ryan Gold was wearing that unique, a special edition. So what happens is that, because now, like Google said, there's the 5th anniversary showcase that he has to put together, and he's going around visiting different celebrities to get their art. And when now the opportunity came to visit Chashian's house, Dukmi is just like, look. Also, they've been flashing a lot at the museum, because then she's just like, okay, I'm not gonna be a carpet and just roll over when you say do this or do that. Essentially, I'm the one who's supposed to have your position, so I'm gonna put up a fight. And then he's just like, what? Like, okay, I'm also gonna show you who's boss, type of thing. So now, I can't remember if it doesn't matter. It does matter, but then it's not relevant for what we're trying to get to. He then secures an appointment with Chashian through his manager, and they decide that they're going to meet up at his house, at Chashian's house. Dugmi is just like, yeah, even me, I'm coming. Even me, I want to be part of it. And then she ends up going. Now, cute and funny things happen as soon as they walk into Chashian's house. She obviously fangirls because she also knows the dog's name. She knows everything about Chashian, and she's trying to keep it under wraps because then she doesn't know what Ryan Gold's situation is or what he's going to think about her. They're going to be like, so there, and they want to fire her because she's such an intense fangirl. Exactly. So in all of that, she's trying to keep it together. And then I think she asked to go to the bathroom, and then she gets to the bathroom and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm in Chashian's bathroom. Like I'm losing my mind. And then she happens to hit the shower, the tap, because of K-drama physics. I can't even tell you how. She gets wet. Long story short, she gets wet. And then now she comes out of the bathroom wet, and Ryan is just like, what in the world? How did you... It takes off his jacket, gives it to her. So this jacket is again that jacket we were talking about earlier on that this other fan group decided to get for Chashian. So there's two of them that were made ever. And then the one is Chashian's, the other one is Ryan Gold. But it's so exclusive and so what's the word? Let's go with exclusive. It's so exclusive that the other maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here. But anyways, so Ryan gives took me the jacket, she puts it on, and then they're able to get through the interview and check out the art with Chashian. Now it's time to leave. And Ryan Gold walks me out downstairs to her taxi, to her cab. She gets in, and then she asks, did she ask him why he's not leaving? It turns out he lives in the same building as Chashian. But while all of this is happening, we meet Cindy. Oh, we met Cindy earlier, I feel like.
We heard mention of Cindy.
Yeah.
And we may have met her at the airport.
Yeah. Cindy is sitting there in her expensive sports car, red, taking photos of Chashian, because, I mean, all of his fans know where he lives, I guess. And she catches this woman leaving the building wearing Chashian's jacket. She's the one that actually bought for him, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Wearing the jacket that she bought for him. And then she's just like, what? Excuse me? No way.
When did Chashian get a girlfriend?
When did he start dating? Who was this woman?
Why were we as the fandom not told?
Why wasn't it spirals and becomes a huge thing to the point where Dukmi is attacked by the fans as she's leaving the museum one of these afternoons shortly after this happened. She's attacked by the fans, eggs, and just vicious stuff. And they end up at the police station, I think.
Okay. I think
Namungi came in to help. He was on the way, so she got attacked. I think she got egged a few, like maybe 2 or so eggs.
And then there was a BB gun involved.
Yes.
Someone started shooting BB gun plastic pellets.
Yeah. But then Namungi ended up, being the hero of the day, like coming in, saving her. But Ryan Gold also saw this from his office, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think he's the one who told the other staff members to call the police. But then they after all of this, they plot I want to call it a security measure.
Yes. And Ryan Gold is the one who actually proposed that security measure.
Yeah, to say that, okay, because now the fans are going crazy, thinking about the fact that, now Chashian has a girlfriend, because, excuse me, who does he think he is getting a girlfriend? We're his girlfriend.
Who does this girl think that she is dating our Opa?
She is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? We're going to show her the real thing. We're going to show her that essentially we're the girlfriend. She's got no place in his life. The drama. But anyways, so Ryan plots an idea, and obviously we're not going to give the whole thing away because you must go watch the rest of it, because it does unravel and unfold as things go on. But essentially then he says, okay, to alleviate, because then the other thing that Chashian's management and his PR are saying that they don't want to come again, they don't want to say anything about Dukmi not being the girlfriend, because I guess it was publicity. I didn't understand their thinking.
Yeah, they just weren't going to say anything.
They don't want to say anything,
and they're dragging their feet and making an official statement.
So then Ryan is like, okay, you know what? I'm your boyfriend. And then just like,
he's like, no, I'll pretend to be. Anyway, you were wearing my jacket.
Yeah.
So we can explain that way. It was my jacket anyway. And you were coming to visit me in my apartment, which is in the same apartment building. Of course, Cindy's like, but why didn't you walk her out?
And I'm like, oh my goodness, people are too much in other people's business.
Yes. And so then they also have to have this photo shoot that needs to be paparazzi-esque. So not too staged, but must be kind of candid. And so Song Dok Mi says that I am going to get in contact with Road to Xi'an, because also Ryan is looking for Road to Xi'an because he's got the notebook and he's trying to figure out who this person is. And she's like, okay, I've got a contact who the contact. Let me contact Road to Xi'an. Don't worry about trying to contact them. Because then to get the fans to believe, to get the fans to believe that actually me and you are an item, we need Road to Xi'an to be the one to publish it on her fan site, because, you know, she'll have some clout in the fandom areas or whatever you want to call them. And I'll contact her and I'll make sure that, you know, she gets this put out and whatnot. And the friend that is Road to Xi'an turns out to be Sunju. Sunju comes as the photographer. He's like, oh, Road to Xi'an said, yeah, I'm going to take pictures for you. And so they post all of these pictures everywhere, amusement parks, them going on dates, not knowing that they're being photographed. They're being photographed. And so, yeah, so we have a fake dating trope operating on the go. But also because he knows in Ryan's mind, she can't come out and say who she's actually dating, because apparently she's dating her best friend, which she isn't. But this is Ryan Gold. And also, it would be worse if this came out. Exactly. So she did. So him sacrificing himself and just pretending to be a fake boyfriend, getting multiple beds with. Exactly. He's gonna hurt Baggy. Yeah, it takes a while to get to see that heart, but okay. I think, you know what? I think it was always. Yeah, I know. He was just very. Yeah, I know. I got to the end of the drama and I was just like, okay, no. At the end, I see that, okay, you know what? There's actually some warmth in you, but no, I was not. That's the end, girl. Yeah, no, at the end. Only after, I think after he met his mom. Yeah. Because even when as they were getting closer, I could see that, okay, something is going on, but I was just like, But also I'm biased because I'd watched What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. It's a bold this. Okay, so let's talk about that. I had watched What's Wrong with Secretary Kim before this, so I was already just like, you know, PSJ is out here doing the Lord's work, like whatever. Like no one can come close, because I was comparing, not gonna lie, I was comparing Ryan Gold with Park Seo-joon. And the reason is because, of course, Park Min-young was in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. So I think the algorithm just works like that. If you watch the one, and it does push What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, I start watching on Netflix. I remember with me. And then after that, then I found Private Life, and then I watched that. I was also comparing Park Seo-joon, absolutely, Kim Jae-wook. Yeah. Interestingly enough, now, for me, it's flipped. In that, I will more readily watch her private life than What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. Seriously, but so I was like you. I was seriously underwhelmed with Kim Jae-wook's character, the fashions, everything. I'm like, I don't know, like so JavaScript on it. Oh, not exactly. Yes. But now that I rewatch it, and I What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, I think maybe twice or thrice. But her private life is definitely at least 4 times. And I think I loved the character of Ryan Gold even more on second and third rewatching. You never did? No, you see, so it did not take me until the end of the drama to figure out that Ryan Gold has a heart of gold, right? That was was like lion gold, lion such yes. So again, because like you saw the snippets, like when they were on their fake date, and I think Yi Sun-ju had to leave early because something was happening with her son. So they carried on. They're like, well, we're at the amusement park anyway. Let's just carry on walking around and enjoying this fake date, even though it's fake. And she had reached for his hand or something, and he already from then mentioned that he doesn't like holding hands. Oh yes, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I think he didn't even like shaking hands. So that was part of the whole persona of he's so cold in episode 1 and 2. Is because they were trying to introduce themselves and, you know, be professional and shake hands, and he did not shake hands. And at that date, walking around, then he explained why. He's like, it's not that I don't not like shaking hands, but I hate the feeling of letting go. And for me, that was it. I was just like, oh, okay, so there's a reason. But then they kind of started smiling at each other when Songdok Mi said, well, if you ever want to hold a hand, then you can hold mine is available. And he kind of softened there. I mean, he still felt there. Anyways, but he kind of softened there, and they came to kind of a truce.
Yeah, I don't understand, because I mean, like I said, when I said they'd been fighting, like they'd been proper fighting. Yeah, was it before or after she tried? Was it she tried to kill him? She tried to unintentionally. I know he just
did not drink coffee, and she noticed that he does not drink coffee. But she was really ticked off about how he scolded her for something. It was regarding another artist that they were going to tell.
He kicked her out.
Yeah, no, he fired her, I think, or something. But I can't remember if he fired her before the coffee incident. But again, there were a lot of things that they just were not gelling, and we won't spoil the particulars here. But the coffee incident, she knew that he goes to the cafe, he orders a latte with no coffee. So basically it's milk and condensed milk. That's it.
Just like.
And so
also she knows, because the cafe that he goes to order the coffee from is her bestie's cafe.
Exactly.
So and there'd be times, as always, she's helping. So she's behind the counter, then helping with the orders if like it's full or whatnot. So then she also realized now, why don't you order coffee? I'm gonna order a latte, and then you say hold the coffee.
But she's just thinking of it, and she decides to have her revenge one day, because she's like, Ryan Gold, this person, he probably just has heart palpitations or something, or he can't sleep at night. I'm going to spike his mint chocolate with coffee. And she did so, his iced mint chocolate drink. But Gandhi Ukai is actually allergic, really actually deathly allergic to coffee.
Like it's not her turn.
Fair enough. I'm going to keep on calling her Pak Minyo. Songdok Mi is the one who figured out or found out from someone that no, actually Ryan Gold, director name, has a real life-threatening.
How did she figure it out? I can't remember.
Anyway, go watch it. Has a life-threatening allergy to coffee and caffeine. And so she ran to find him. And I think Namangi helped her to carry.
Where was he? Where did they find him?
At his office. He'd collapsed in his office.
Oh, Namangi came to help her.
Yes.
Get him to the hospital. Yes, yeah.
I think she must have boasted to Sonju about Hannah. Well, I just put a little bit of caffeine in his chocolate. And then she's like, no, but he doesn't drink coffee because he said he's allergic. Yeah, I just he's actually really allergic. Yes. And no, I think he might have said to the barrister, like, no, actually I'm allergic to coffee, I don't drink coffee. And so that one random person knew the real reason why he doesn't. Anyways, so after all of that poisoning incident and everything, they really come to,
it was more of a truce.
Yeah.
And they actually have more interactions where they're forced to be around each other, and then the truce gets stronger and stronger, which actually builds to solid feelings.
Oh, I remember my favorite moment when I realized Ukai is funny. He fell first, I think.
When they were at that photographer's house by the fire.
Yeah. To keep up the charade, now Cindy has been forced by her mom to work as intern at the art museum, and so she now, after wrote to Xi'an's expose saying no, but this fan or this lady that we accused of being Xi'an's secret girlfriend is not his secret girlfriend. She's actually just an art curator who's in a relationship with someone. So let's leave her alone. Cindy Watika. I took the pictures. There's something fishy about this situation. So she was like, okay, fine. They work at my mom's art museum. I'm going to run surveillance on them as part of my day-to-day. And I will post updates.
Quiet about it.
See you, Patch. I will post updates where I'm like, is their relationship real? or not?
Today they were giving a 3. So no, they didn't look at each other. What did they didn't, like, there was no skinship, nothing. It was just,
They are very formal with each other, but I mean they're at work, so
nope, they're not.
so they
They were surveilling them like
exactly. So when Ryan Gold had a meeting in the woods somewheres with another writer who was the last person or the person known to have a collection of a particular late photographer's photographs, that he wanted to go meet him. Of course, that particular novelist did not want any to hear anything about exhibiting his old friends.
they want to be known about public, but
Exactly, and it was locked away. So Ryan Gold was going up there to
convince him. Yeah.
and then Usendi Uti.
But shouldn't the lovebirds go together? Because then Ryan is leaving. Took me sitting in the office about to carry on with her day, and then Cindy's just like, y'all are sus, man.
Yeah,
How you gonna let your man just go by himself?
yeah. So
This is an opportunity for a romantic getaway, and you're just sitting
out in the mountains somewhere.
and you just sitting here, and then Dukmi just like, no, I should. Because also remember, Dukmi is also Road to Xi'an, so Road to Xi'an is aware of all the talk that's happening on the interwebs about the Chashian's not girlfriend. So she's just like, no, if I don't make a plan and go on the trip with him,
It's like the rumors are gonna start again.
well, I'll do the break.
Exactly. So she goes. The car gets caught somewhere.
But
It was raining, I believe, and they trek, and eventually, as people get drenched a lot in this thing. Anyways, they end up very cold, very drenched at this writer's house. And even though he's not amenable and not
friendliest guy,
yes, because it's a secluded and isolated place, and they're not going to get anyone to tow their car until the morning. So he lets them come in. He's like, well, y'all can sleep there in front of the fire. But as for any discussion about exhibiting my friend's work, we shall not enter into that discussion. I guess so. Then they're sitting there left alone, the two. And she started catching feelings when he was helping her untangle her hair from her skirt. He was also catching feelings because he was very in close proximity. And then later on, now they're discussing this one last self-portrait of this late photographer. And they're talking about how it's titled Hello. And they're saying, but but it's Annyeong, right? Annyeong can mean hello, it can mean goodbye. So it was translated into English as goodbye.
It was
Translated initially into English as goodbye.
and then
Because it's his last self-portrait, or it's his final artwork, they thought. Final artwork, and he knew he was about to die. So he's saying goodbye. And then Ryan Gold is like, no. From an artist's perspective, if you're saying goodbye,
and what can I say? It was Dukmi who said it.
between the two of them, yeah.
I think so.
They're having this.
So that also kind of opened his eyes to the way he was thinking about. I think it was her who said it to him.
But he's like, but you see, that's English people who said it's goodbye.
Yeah.
But Annyeong also means hello. And then Ryan was also, between the two of them, someone was like, no, if you're saying goodbye to this world, you wouldn't be looking at the camera. You'd be looking up into the sky. If you are saying goodbye to such and such. But he was looking directly into the camera, and he was smiling, and he was happy. And so that is he not saying hello to somebody, not to the world, because he's sensitive. But who's behind the camera? And then there was a moment where Ryan was like, looks at Songdokni as she's looking at the picture. He's looking at her, and it's like that fireworks moment. It's like or the fire. The girl is looking out into it's so beautiful, and then he's like looking at her and just like, yes, it's so beautiful. Beautiful. It's like I can count 5 dramas, but they've done that like in 5 at least. His next proposal, she was pretty.
What's Normal Secretary Kim? This one in Her Private Life,
except it wasn't fireworks. It was I can't remember the 5th one, but I can't name them a lot.
There's even more than
I know. We can go into the dates later. Yeah, I want to. So those two fall in love, and then of course the memories keep haunting Ryan Gold about, but who is his mom? Yeah, and where is she?
and the theme of art is like interwoven throughout everything, because he's an artist. We also find out that Dukmi is actually an artist herself. She just never pursued it further than high school because of she got sick or she got injured. She got injured, yeah. So there's also that. Both of them are artists. She ended up as a curator. He's now I want to say an art critic of sorts. Then there's the fanatics of the fans throughout that are weaving, because then also, because I don't want to tell the whole thing, but also with them getting closer, eventually he gets to visit her house, and her house is covered, like her pillows are Chashian. She's got cardboard, full life cardboard, I don't know what you call it, of Chashian. Everything is. So now it's also interesting how I guess it plays into the whole secret hobbies thing, because then she didn't expect people, or she wasn't ready for people to know about it. Her family knows about it. She gets into trouble with her mom consistently about it. But she didn't want other people to know about it, because then when he does eventually come to her house, I can't remember why he come, but she blindfolds him because she's not ready for him to see the real thing. Eventually, he does figure out who she is, and he tells her later on as well. But it's the art, it's the family, it's the interesting, I want to say camaraderie, but also just healing that Ryan Gold also gets as he discovers and learns more about Ilsu. The Yisol, the person behind the paintings with the bubbles, and they're beautiful. And there's actually so much more to them, because also remember they're leading towards the 5-year exhibition, and Chashan has agreed to show his paintings at the exhibition, but also there's more behind that as well that we're not gonna go into. Then there's also Tredain, his Ryan Gold's I want to say mentee from New York. She's also an artist, but she's more creative, visual artist stuff, and her feelings for Ryan Gold, and that he doesn't. There's just a lot going on in this drama, which is good, but it also I don't know. It was heartwarming for me at the end of it all, even though I still prefer Park Seo-joon over Kim Jae-wook. I did appreciate it. I did appreciate his efforts with Park Min-young. Okay, just full disclosure, right? Kim Jae-wook is not part of the Mkwenyi, a group of Mkwenyis. Don't worry, they're interchangeable. Every few months there's a different Mkwenyi added and subtracted and everything. Park Seo-joon is one of those who's just a consistent. Always. So he's there. Now that I rewatch What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, I'm like, I actually don't like this character. It is actually honestly really, really rough to get into, because the way he behaves, we are digressing a lot because we talk about another drama, but go watch it, What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. But I appreciated him more than Kim Jae-wook for some reason. It's probably because it's PSJ, but anyway, it's probably you're biased with PSJ. Yeah. I like to think that I have no, I don't. But with Kim Jae-wook, right, there was something at points very visceral about his performance, whereas with as in comparison is the Thief of Joy, it is like when I later went back to say, okay, initially I preferred What's Wrong with Secretary Kim above the male lead in her private life, because it's very oh my goodness, and the way PSJ can wear a suit. Oof. The brother wears a suit. Okay,
And he's very polished, and of course that Vice CEO was just he loved himself and all the aura and everything. Oh, exactly. Whereas I was like, whoa. Kim Jae-wook was a lot more earthbound for me. Yeah, he wears his tight fitting, and I remember Aylin looking at him, and this is why I'm saying I'm biased, and I'm not gonna deny it. I'm not gonna try and fight it. It is what it is. Yeah, keep it going. But I remember looking at Kim Jae-wook and thinking, I don't even like why did wardrobe go in this direction for you? I had questions for wardrobe. I had questions for the makeup department as well, because why did they stop his blending here? And then the rest of his neck, not nary a sponge touched the neck. So I had problems there. But yet and still, he was just so masculine. In a weird way, because like they will prettify the brothers, but still there was just something that's the word. There was just something elemental about his portrayal of Ryan. And the reason I liked Ryan Gold eventually more than the other guy in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim is he would lose it. He would lose it with Song Dok-min. One instance was where she went into his house to attend to like a water sketch thing that they couldn't get a hold of him. Emergency. Yeah, it was an emergency. They couldn't get a hold of him. He was touched by the fact that she'd sorted out the situation, but then she was curious and went into one of his private rooms. And I mean, his whole house is private, but into a room that he did not want anyone to go into his room. It just had paintings in there, but it was a sore point for him because he was robbed. He felt robbed of his ability to paint, and that room revealed the fact that he cannot paint. His creativity was at stasis, and he walked in and found her looking into that room, and that's when he was like you think this fake dating relationship thing, you think that it's real, like don't get it twisted, know your place, get out of my place, and not in the kindest terms. He didn't swear up, but it was a very hard line that he drew. And what I liked about him is her brother went and apologized. Same day. He realized I overreacted. It was not her fault. Young Junior also apologized. I'm talking about Kim Jae-wook, okay? He apologized to Song Dok-min, and I'm like, now there. Is that not a healthy person? Okay. Like, to just say, you know what? The reason I was upset actually had nothing to do with you. The situation blew up in my head because of such and such and such, and I apologize unconditionally, I don't know. And then even after that, he was even quicker afterwards. If they had like a disagreement or a minor disagreement, he was even quicker after that to just apologize. I mean, so was Yoon Jun-ha. Eventually, but it took a long time for our brothers to stop seeing his aura. I mean, he can't convene What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. I enjoy that. So in terms of a comfort drama, I will actually tend towards her private life more. And I think the fact that there is no villain, so there is a subcategory of dramas that I actually compiled for my mom of villainless K-dramas, because she just does not want the stress that comes with it. So What's Wrong with Secretary Kim didn't have. I did, but the brother was. It was kind of like indirect, but but also when villains are villains, when we have villains in K-dramas and they do it properly. Yeah, it's like I'm going to say good bad mother. Yeah, so I really enjoyed Kim Jae-wook eventually, more enduringly for that I enjoyed. Hey, let's not compare it, because today we are talking about her private life. So I think for me, what made me enjoy it is wholesome. It does. I think I told you this earlier on, that it was actually, I think, the first. After watching a few, it was one of the first few I watched. After watching a few of them, it actually landed when I was watching this one that there's actually more to K-dramas than just, because a lot of them are romantic comedies or they're rom-coms,
A lot of them have a romantic element to it. There could be melodramas, but then there's a romantic element to them. But it was the first time I landed that there's actually more to just the romantic element or the romantic side of it, that they're actually trying to address certain things, which, for example, in this one was like family and adoption and abandonment and things like that. So they did it in such a way, they weaved it so nicely into the story, but they dealt with it so thoroughly as well. Because like we said, Ryan Gold was adopted. He didn't know where he came from. He just remembers that he was abandoned. He doesn't know who his mom is. He's trying to find his mom. But there's also Dugmi and her family and their dynamics, and how with Cindy as well, being the intern, because people didn't know that the director was her mom, but eventually they get into such a fight about her being, fangirl, that the mom is just like, go leave them, go do your thing. And then Cindy ends up at Dugmi's house and living with Dugmi's parents. And she also then starts learning things about family from there. Even though they've got their own, little quirks and things that they do on the side, that they still hold that family dynamic, or those family things down as well. We also learn about Ungi and his mom, and how he came to be Dugmi's brother, quote unquote. Because then there was always that thing of, okay, no, he's just my brother, but then he's not too, like his little brother, like, what's going on? But we also find out about that, and so that for me was the thing that kind of rounded it up. As to the male lead, the jury is still out for me personally, but yeah, we'll have to agree to disagree. It rounded out wow, because also we don't want to reveal a lot of stuff, because you must go watch for yourself in terms of the his family dynamics and things like that. The mystery around Ryan Gold is eventually solved, and how Dugmi slowly leads him back to overcoming his fear, because now there's also the fear element, like, what if I can't be as good as I used to be? What then? And she helps him overcome. It was really they were sweet, man. Yeah. It was, they were so sweet together, Shem. Like she really held him by the hand and took him back to basics and said, you know what? Just start walking. One day you'll arrive. And also acceptance. I just thought about acceptance. So also, I'm thinking of Ungi accepting Dugmi and her fangirl antics. But also Ryan also eventually accepting and also wanting to be her fan boy. Mm-hmm. And also how that also kind of culminates and comes to a sweet, little bow-tied situation with Chashian. It all I still have questions, because when I say that I did not have an idea or didn't understand the depths or the lengths that fans could go to when it comes to their idol, I'm still like this, like, huh? Excuse me, what do you mean? But it was I want to say it was a good glimpse into what really happens, because you've got your Blackpinks, you've got your BTSs, you've got your NCTs, different K-pop. You've got your who's that? The guy that be like DL. Why do I keep forgetting his name? Could you add that? I know. Like, why? DO. So I mean, K-pop is great, guys. Like it's especially once you get into it, like you start appreciating. But then I never realized the depth that fans could go to, and because also in what's that movie, The Lonely Runner. We see. I saw it again there with I forget their names. No, I did watch it. I did watch it. Oh, I did. But we see it again there with the names that they will go to in terms of I want to say the ownership that the fans feel they have over the idol. I don't want to call it ownership, but then it is ownership because there's another one. There's definitely another drama that I'm not remembering now where I kind of saw it as well. But yeah, so it's the fan girling, fanboying, more fangirling, I think. Just goes to different levels, and it's an eye opener. It was an eye opener for me.
Would you have a fangirl to that extent? Yeah.
Me, I would appreciate. I just remembered an incident where, because I'm just like, no, man. Because I don't, even on social media, I don't necessarily follow celebrities. If I follow them, it's because there's something that's encouraging that they post up, or they've got encouraging stuff on their, that they post up regularly. But I'm not interested in their lives. I'm not interested in what they're doing. But there was one time, and I will never say who it was, that I caught myself like literally about to lose it because he was in the room and I was just like, "Ah!" And then I caught myself and I was just like, whoa, what was that? But sure, that was it. That was the one only time. But because the other thing for me is just like, they busy living their lives there. I'm living my life. Like, there's nothing that I can say fascinates me that much about their life. There'll be times when I'm just like, oh, there's a scoop. Let me go see what is being said, and then I move on with my life, type of thing. But they're not to know their favorite color, the dog's name, the blood type. Because listen, Asian Vicky, is it called Asian Vicky? I think whiskey is a wild place. You will get the height, you will get the blood type, you will get the it was MTB. MBTI. Thank you. That one. The personality type. Yes. I was watching. It was Shooting Star. So another drama, Shooting Star, where this character is a celebrity herself, but then she fangirls over the male lead, who's also another celebrity, and to the point where he starts. I don't want to say he starts changing his ways, or he starts changing the things that he does to kind of fit the girl that he's interested in. And then she notices, and then she's just like, oh, but then you don't like this thing. Then why are you eating this thing? But he's just trying to experience life through the girl that he likes. So he's trying the thing that she likes. And then the girl, the actress is just like, no, but then if he's got to make a decision between one of two things, he's going to choose this. But then now why is he choosing this? And they know the details, like even your motivation for not liking a certain thing. No, but then you don't like mushrooms because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Why are you eating mushrooms today type of things? And I'm just like, yeah, no, that's a job. That's my own life is a full-time job. I cannot be that. Yeah, still someone else. So yeah. So yeah, that's me. You? There's one time my friend fangirled. Okay, let me back it up. So when I was in high school, I had a minor obsession with Michael Jackson. The Jackson 5, Michael Jackson, 3T, R.I.P. Tito Jackson. Anyways, all of I was a fanatic in that sense, but quickly blew over. Very quickly blew over. Now, I think at my big age, maybe let's say 10 years ago, the only person that I was really excited, I need to go and be eyeball to eyeball with this person was Uncle Kirk Whelan. And that was because there was a CD signing at the Cape Town Jazz Festival, and I was able. I got a CD signed by him, and that was the last time. Anyone else, I'm so shy. Now I do not have energy anymore, but for Uncle Kirk Whelan, I definitely have energy. My favorite saxophonist. I mean, I'll love your music. I'll love your stuff. I'll go watch everything that you're in and go listen to every song that you're in. But then, that's as far as it goes. I'm not gonna have sleepless nights worrying about what you're going through or things like that. Yeah, no. So it was very interesting to see, like I said, the lengths and the depths that the fans go through. And back to the ownership is how people are afraid, or it seems so, of being caught in a dating scandal. I'm like, since when is dating, when you're both single people, a scandal? And so the image is carefully curated in order to maintain your popularity for the money, for the record company or whoever.
to get the maximum amount of fans invested and maximum amount of merchandise and profits from the person. And I'm thinking, but people should have the freedom to date who they want to date, marry who they want to marry without knowing that it's going to, cut their fan base in half. Because Delulu sometimes is not the Salulu.
It's just not.
It's not. We can have our fans, or we can have people that we're fans of, but not to the point where we dictate what they're able to do and their movements and who they're able to meet and all of that, where people's career is essentially ended because
then now, as you're talking, I'm realizing that there's the curation of the art. There's the curation of the art, like the art as in like real, like art, like painted art or whatever, music as an art and all of that stuff. Then there's the curation of the artist so that you meet a certain look. Because even in Shooting Star, it was about keeping a certain look. Like, because he also wasn't free to reveal who his girlfriend was because of the backlash that he was going to get. And the backlash she would get just for being associated with him in that sense. And the depth that they will go to just to be considered fans. It's kind of like they own the idols and the celebrities. Like the celebrity can't really be themselves unless they get the approval of the fans and with them. So it's interesting to see. This was my introduction to that.
Yeah. And it's really unfortunate because instead of just enjoying the artist for the art that they put out, we kind of imprison the artist. And not to speak out of place, but that is not great for the mental health of our artists in whichever country they may be. And the young people get into it just because they enjoy the art. But the fanaticism is a whole other level. It might be enjoyable initially, I guess, because then your work is being recognized. But then that dark space, certain line, and then you're just like, yeah. So yeah, even with Dikwe and her level of, I mean, we thought it was sweet. We thought it was cute because then her approach is, I'm a fan girl for the fangirls. So I'll do this because I want them to appreciate White Ocean and Trashyad. But it was also, I was just like, yo, guys, like, it's a lot. Because it becomes, it literally was a second personality almost. Yeah.
And
just trying to share is what our house was.
Yeah. And eventually they kind of become one. Her work, the fandom kind of bled into her work in a healthier way because, again, certain things are revealed. But still, it was just very unsettling from either way. Yeah. So, that is her private life. So private life.
Mm.
But it got me thinking because, Dokni could not continue with her art career. And there's a line that Ryan Goldwood says later. He says, well, being a curator is being an artist because you lay out the space, you create the experience, you guide the viewer as they come into your museum space. You guide them through an experience of the artist or artists. And so that is a form of art. That's a form of painting or telling a story. And so that is her one being creative outlet, which was cut short, but now it was channeled into something else. And it took him saying that for her to actually realize, no, she's actually still been working, and she's really good at it. Yeah, and she's just good at it, at being a curator. Whereas he, had to step into the theoretical space of being a curator, and then he got to go back eventually into being producer of art. And that's, we're multi-creatives. Lots of us dabble in different mediums in order to tell stories and just paint out there. And not necessarily just with paint, but with music, with words. And so how do you create? I I think recently the space I've found myself in has been creating on social media, which has been interesting because I also because I actually never thought of myself as a creative before, because then to me a creative was an artist or a musician, and it's only later on that I realized that, hey, actually I can sing. So there's that. Then there's the work that I'm in now, which requires a certain level of creativity to be able to put together stories on social media. So yeah, I think in that sense, in that way. With you? Oh, it's been a much more meandering path. I always liked drawing, I think. As a young kid, I would draw like lots and lots of papers, and lots of trees died. For me to make my little designs on paper, and with my coloring pencils and things. And then I got into the sciences. And in my small and yellow brain, I thought, no, you've chosen a path, so you must stick to it. And it's a kind of science that you kind of steals all your time and all your focus. And then I remember getting really offended almost if it's so it doesn't make sense to myself now. Where there are people who would say, oh no, what you're studying is actually your hobby. You actually I know, like I gave them that eye. What you're studying is your hobby. You actually are creative. And I'm like, but do you know how much what I study takes out of me, and I don't even get to do anything else? In fact, you've been listening my efforts. Do you know what a hobby is? Yeah, exactly. No, and I would make it look like it. Yes, I'm a therapist. And then of course I think I put aside the creative work that I did. Poetry, writing. I've always loved a good story, so I just read a lot then in the meantime. So for studies, and then I would read. Maybe write the odd thing here and there, but never doing anything with it. And where I got to my big age and I finished most of what I wanted to study, and I'm like, no, wait, there was a lot of stuff I liked doing. Let me do it. And now this is the era of the internet. That's the age of people. Just if you want to write, put it out there. You will have an audience or you won't have an audience. It's basically up to you. You don't have to wait for someone to say, oh, okay, no, I'll publish you and that. And you just DIY. And that kind of gave me courage. And I had to fight back to that. It wasn't easy. But now it is so much fun. So much fun in just doing whatever. Writing, singing. Not for singing, that's a different. But anyway, that's what, guys. Yeah, that is a word. And the story for another day, and not. Yeah, so that is how I create. And now I am such a big advocate of every single person who's able to finding some way of expressing your creativity. Like Londonine said, it's not just the big things that you have to, be selling art in order to be considered an artist. If you like putting a paintbrush to a page or a pencil, sketching something, that is a creative form. And I feel that is the way the Lord made us. Yeah. They talk about the left brain, the right brain. Some people have more expression of the left brain than the right brain, more logical. But I feel that the two sides actually feed into each other, because there's a certain creativity in even working out mathematical forming. Yeah, I feel. Yeah. But it's just that we're not used to calling it creativity. And so we rob ourselves of the benefit of the right brain contributes. Remember, we're talking just in generalities now. When we say, okay, no, I only think in this way. No, like exercising the other parts of you helps in everything that you do, because we are single people. We are single, you are one person, and also that thing of limiting that, okay, I'm a right brain person and a left brain person, period. I mean, that kind of, just don't. Those dichotomies don't actually work out. It is one. It's like this. and then it will bleed into the other and that's okay. And and that is okay. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna tell my younger self. No one asked, but that's what I would tell my younger abuse that, yeah. And also that it's okay I'll tell my younger self that it's okay to want to explore art. Because when I say that I only recently, tapped into all of this and kind of yourself a creative. Yeah, it's because in my mind it was always like, the sciences, business, okay, you have to make a career, a solid career, as we were told. But there's so much more, because I know that even through all of that, I would feel so much better if I had, when I use my outlet being singing. And realized later on, as I was working, that when I go and I intentionally, be with the teams and whatnot and sing, that I would feel so much better after a stressful day. So it became an outlet of sorts. And then I started to take it seriously after that. But I had to get to that realization before that happened. And it really is okay. It really is good. Yeah. So explore your creative side. Don't be a fanatic. Just general time. It's literally like, listen, go watch this. It's like it's a second job. I sometimes I'm just like, when did she sleep? Because then there's stuff going on in the museum. Then there's stuff going on in the fangirl world, or fanatics world. And she's trying to plan her life, her schedule around all of this. I'm just like, when did she sleep? Oh, we forgot that one piece of realism that threads through. Remember Sonju's husband, who's the director? He's been tasked by his TV station to examine this phenomenon in a documentary, this phenomenon of the fanaticism, the harmful fanaticism that is laid bare in her private life. So that was there are a lot of interesting threads that they actually pull through the thing, and so it makes it a very interesting watch and a very introspective. Yeah, introspective one too. Definitely some introspection there. So yeah, go watch, guys. Enjoy it. Yeah, and you can also do what we did. Watch What's Wrong with Secretary Kim as well, right? They'll get some PSJ in there. But maybe one of these days we'll look at that one. I don't know. It was fun. I feel like many have talked about What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. But it might be fun to have a Kota Kimchi treatment. I think we could actually maybe even look at PSJ's filmography. Not all of it, because then I still have to watch 81 Class, right? Because that one is just intense for me. So it's just the rom-coms. Because she was pretty. Also, it was a rough watch. Honestly, as much as I do like him, I appreciate the dude. Yeah. But she was just like nothing. So maybe we do a combined, situation. I believe that is stuff. Yeah. I'm here for that. Now you know what's coming. You just don't know where, but it's coming. Yeah, but thank you for joining us for this episode of Kota Kimchi. And leave your comments. I really love reading where you're from. Yes, because now I'm gonna have to brag about how international we are. Oh, I need to know how many and from where our community is from. Leave your comments. You can also write to us. There's a Kota Kimchi Gmail address. Yeah, and let us know if there's a specific drama you'd like us to have a look at. Mm-hmm. Because we just kind of like cycling through our lists. So if there's one that you want us to look at, let us know. And yes, we will definitely do so. If you want to, All right. And on that note, we say,
Special effect back with any content.